Bello following show Williams Mourinho. I'm in MMM Guidance School. Badge 3, 2017. I'm talking about the MMM ideology. The modern world is bad, it is inhuman, unfair, and unjust. This is the world of money. It is not for people, it is for those who produce this money, for bankers and financiers. Governments are millionaires and people are mere pawns. In this game, they just serve them as attendants. Why do bankers work less and earn 100 times more? What lies behind the social welfare labor? But why do bankers live 100 times better than common people who really work hard? Do the bankers work harder? Definitely they don't. In addition, they do not even produce any material value as opposed to the workers. Why then the difference in income is so enormous? Many wonder with all sincerity now, reading this, well, a banker and a worker, they cannot be compared. The banker, the head of the bank, he has power over money and is well connected, and we are ordinary people having no power or clout. Naturally, the banker lives better than we do. Meanwhile, there is nothing natural here. The point is that everyone got used to this state of affair and takes it as a matter of course. People believe that this is the way of the world, that a banker has to live better and it cannot be otherwise. But in reality, things are different and the situation can be changed. But yet, why? Why does the banker work less but live better? Better than a factory worker, miner, oil rigger, or woodcutter? Because the banker has because the bankers are always got money. Exactly. It's all about money. Money. This is the whole point. The cornerstone, and about it we should talk in more details. If money is a measure of labor, why is the world unjust? So what is money? Have you ever thought about it? Maybe it is a calculation tool or a measure of labor. As we are told from childhood, we have to work, work, and work because money won't fall down from the sky. It should be honestly and hardly earned. Everyone was led to believe it from the cradle. It's interesting. What would billionaires say to that? Who honestly and hardly earn all their billions? It's ridiculous, isn't it? Well, we work without cease, but what should we expect in the end? Low wages and passion and pension, and no rest, but a constant struggle with debts and half-starved old age. You have spent all your life working for billionaires. You have been taking away all your power. You have been taking away all your power, energy, and wealth. You've been squeezed like a lemon. And after that, you've been just thrown into the dustbin as a write-off. Is it right? But that's the word. This horrific reality of the modern society. This is what we should all expect in the end, almost certainly. Everything end up in this way for the vast majority of people in today's world, as it ended up for their mother and father, grandmothers and grandfather, as it will end up in the present state of affairs for their children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren, then in their turn for their children and grandchildren, and so on. That's the way of the world. Why? All of this is wrong, unfair. It must not exist. Why do some people have everything but others have nothing? Why do some people walk in golden slippers but the others barely make a end meet? Then they don't know how to feed their children, although all of them work honestly. Why does it happen? Yet we are all the people. We are we are equal, aren't we? Then why? Because there is a lie around us, a huge, continuous, monstrous, embellishing lie. Do not believe anything that is broadcast daily on TV, satiated and well-groomed master of life. And people are not equal, and the money is not even a measure of labor. All of this is an insolent and shameless lie. We are surrounded by lie, and still most people trust it and continue to live in the unfair and unjust world. Why do they cheat you? Just to make it easier to control you. Is every one of us equal? It's nonsense. Imagine yourself as a billionaire now, or even as an ordinary worthless member of the parliament. Are you equal? In what? You live in a different way, eat in a different way, and rest in a different way. In one day, he spends more than you spend for a year. His wife is wearing underclothes more expensive than the whole wardrobe of your wife. He is treated in the best Swiss clinic. And what about you? His children and yours? Have you compared well? Where is your equality? Perhaps you are equal in the rights, aren't you? Oh, but we forgot about the rights, as it is written in the constitution of different country, isn't it? But let's try to find out, what kind of equal right do we have with oligarchs or banks or bankers? Just a curious. This right to work well, we have such a right. However, some really work for peanuts, whereas the others hardly do anything, earning millions and billions. Is it normal? The right to elect and to be elected, well, you can elect, of course, you are welcome. And what about to be elected? Here is quite a different story. Take part in election campaign, you need a lot of money. And where is it coming from? You will never earn it as a typical worker. Therefore, in government, there are the people who have extensive financial stocks. It's problematic to participate in the election for an average person, and there is no way to win. In fact, people are not equal in anything. A constant progressing social inequality. Here, here is the real picture. So what's money? Now we move on to money. Money is not any measure of labor. They are fairy tales for idiots. These are fairy tales for idiots. Otherwise, you would live like a lord. Or maybe you don't work much enough. Unfortunately, money is just a tool to hold all of us in slavery. We are all slaves, slaves of money. More precisely, we are slaves of those who print money. They are our masters. In fact, nothing has changed at all during all these centuries on earth. We have been living so far in the slave owning system, which has undergone merely external transformation. Everything has become just more civilized and sophisticated. If anciently slave had real shackles, rusty and steel, then today they are merely invisible. Though they still exist, we don't seem to have them and can go wherever we want. There are no shackles. We are supposedly free. However, things are different. It is money that is our shackles in the modern world. How true? In practice, none of us is free. Freedom is an illusion. Money, that's the point. We are really nothing without money. We need a home, cloth, food, and cannot live in a cave, and even to go hunting, we need money now. It is necessary to have money everywhere because everything around us is just for money. You cannot make a single step without it. But where can we find money? Maybe to earn it. Have you ever wondered that it is immoral to trade yourself? That it is a kind of prostitution to sell your own strength, brain, time. What is the difference from the trading your own body? Well, but you will object that people have to work. If everybody would stop doing this job, what's going to happen then? We will resettle in a cave again, won't we? That's ridiculous. The same convincing argument could be heard for sure in the slave society, when the slaveholder had been trying to make understand their slave, who for some reason didn't want to work for them and asked different questions, and later the same argument the landlord told their selves clearly and confidently. After all, if you stop working, what's going to happen then? Our society will collapse and we will die of hunger. Yes, it is necessary to work to create something useful for the society, otherwise the society will degrade and die. But firstly, we have to work voluntarily, not for a bowl of soup and not only in order to survive. We have to do what we like. And secondly, while we are on the subject, once it is necessary to work, it is necessary for everyone. All people are equal, aren't they? So let everybody work. The situation when some people earn money in the mines at the factory, wasting their effort and health, while others simply print it, sitting back and splitting an exotic cocktail, is abnormal. Such a situation is not acceptable in principle, and there are no explanation and excuse to this state of affair. Absolutely. Money is just a paper, candy wrappers, which is not backed by anything tangible, and according to that, money is simply printed unrestrictedly to anyone's heart's content, and then these candy wrappers are distributed among the slaves, among the likes of us, as wages for labor. When we are given an extra wrapper, our salary is increased. We are happy. Are you shocked? Alas, that's a bitter reality. The whole financial world is a pyramid. How is the financial world organized? It is a pyramid. The the US Federal Reserve System is at the top of it. The Fed creates dollars. How much? As much as they want, of course. Fed adhere to some of their own internal rules and regulations. They try, for example, not to create too many dollars to prevent complete devaluation of the currency and etc. But in principle, the Fed can create as many dollars as they want. At least there are no any external limitation for that. Obviously, the US Fed is guided solely by the reason of expediency. The lower level of this global pyramids are the central bank of different countries. All other local national banks are situated on even lower